All right, Mary, so we're going to begin by really kind of breaking things down into individual positions, and then we'll slowly start to integrate everything and start to make it one fluid motion. But for now, we're going to focus on 3 positions on your forehand side. Position 1 you're familiar with, that's your initial turn to the side. Position 2 is really what we're missing right now, and that is the leading with your chest forwards. That looks great, actually. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. All we really want to see at position 2 is your chest facing forwards with your racket still pointed back.
Okay.
And then position 3 is just simply going to be contact point. Yep. And so for a couple reps, I'd love to see you take a 1 or 2 second pit stop at each of those and just kind of really be present and feel the position your body is in. And so 1, 2, 3. No follow through yet, just those 3. And just kind of feel your way through those positions. Yeah, that's great, good.
Initial position, separation and racket drop, and contact point. Yeah, pretty good.
Why don't you show her next to Roger? I think it'd be cool to see side by side.
Chest is facing us, the camera, as he begins to make his forward rotation forward. His racket is in here. We call that position number 2. Same thing with you. And then his arm kind of comes through, his arm continues to move forward kind of with the rotation of his body to contact here. The pull happens in this part of your shoulder here, between your chest and your bicep. And then also you may feel a little bit of pull in your wrist and, I don't know what it's called, underneath your forearm, just because of the racket lagging behind. So this rotation here, you should feel that pull, and that kind of slingshots the racket forward, where we can start to use our big muscles of our chest and our shoulders to facilitate that easy turn and therefore the swing of the racket. So I'd say keep going with this for a couple more reps, and then we'll yeah, potentially.
Okay.
Starting to feel familiar with it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do 2 more shadow swings, and then after your second one, I'll toss the ball for you. Ready? Good, nice job. 2 shadow swings. We're just gonna keep repeating that. And then same thing with the ball. 2 shadow swings.
Nice.
1 more. Same thing with the ball.
Good position there. I think this is the one I liked a lot.
That was the very first one.
Yep.
I love how she's not even looking at the ball. When I initially tossed it.
I know, because I was thinking just
Yeah,
go
yeah.
through the motion.
Watch when I put the ball in the air and your eyes are like down at the court.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It's really good focus. And we don't need you to be in like this position at contact. Quite frankly, as long as we have any laying back of the hand at all, then we're taking a good step in the right direction.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
It's not gonna, you're not gonna go from like this to this right away. But just having that looseness in the arm will help lay the wrist back as you start to go forward.
Okay.
That initial turn with the body, it's kind of like the tail of a whip. The initial handle forward motion of the whip creates that kind of looseness in the tail of the whip. So that's what you're kind of creating with your arm by rotating your body.
Okay.
And that's what's going to give you that snapping motion through the swing eventually.
Eventually. Lead with your core. Lead with your torso. Good job.
Nice.
I actually look like I know what I'm doing there.
Yeah, it's amazing how
You slow it down.
yeah, and segmenting the process and going 1, 2, and 3, and then building it faster and faster. The brain can't necessarily do fast what it can't do slow.
Yeah.
And so it's important that even when you go home and when you're doing your shadow swings at home to kind of maintain this structure, this framework, and then speed it up and start slowly, just so you can kind of be aware of what exactly is going on, feel the differences in the swing. But for the most part, I mean, all these contact points were made with the shoulders parallel to the would-be baseline. Out in front, very smooth.
Nice job.
Before contact. And then the arm kind of catches up because it's being pulled by the shoulders and the torso.
As opposed to what you were doing before, which was your chest staying sideways and your arm needing to do the work of actually hitting through.
Right. Yeah.
So as you become more and more...
It seems easier.
That's exactly what I was going to say. As you become more and more familiar with this, you'll feel the need to hit with your arm completely disappear.
Yeah.
And eventually, your goal should be to really, your arm is just kind of on a ride, and your body is really doing the work. And from the shoulder down, eventually, we want everything to just be smooth and loose, and really not doing any muscling or hitting at all.
The challenge here is to maintain the same tempo, same looseness. It's really important that regardless of where the ball goes, the mental focus and energy is on those 3 phases of the swing.
Do a couple of shadow swings, please, Mary. Just find a smooth, calm tempo. And really focus in on leading early with your core. 2 more. And then I'll feed to you. 1 more. Shadow. Shadow. It's still pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Taking a little bit of a step back in execution. You're not leading quite as much with your core, and as a result, your contact point isn't quite as ideal as what it was before. So you're still in front of your body, but remember our initial looks at this. You were like a solid 18, 24 inches out in front.
Okay.
And this is totally. This is what happens. We're progressively making it a little bit more real life.
Right.
And so it's going to be your human nature to progressively want to feel like you're going back to what's comfortable.
Yeah, revert back to what you've been doing.
Yep. So we're going to keep it here. Your focus, we're going to go to 2 shadow swings for every feed that I give you. And don't just go through go through the motions on the shadow swings. The whole point there is to kinesthetically remind yourself, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Be present, feel it, so that when I feed the ball to you, you have an immediate remembrance of, okay, this is what I should be feeling when the ball comes to my racket. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But don't take them for granted. Really use them to remind yourself what this should feel like. And in particular, leading early with the core and contact well out in front where you were before. Two shadow swings.
Nice. Take a look at that last one.
That's better. That's better. Huge difference there between that one and the ones you made on the previous shots. Big difference. The key is timing.
Okay.
And turning the right part of your body first.
Yeah, this is your last one was your best one.
Okay. And I think I thought on that last one, turn soon.
Yeah, good, good.
Great job.
Take a look at that last one.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Nice.
Parallel before contact.
Okay.
That's really nice, Marie.
Thanks. Even though I still feel like I'm straightening out, that's okay.
You are a little. You are a little bit. Yeah, it's okay. That's a little more nuanced of a thing.
Okay.
I think priority one is the turn.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. if you have an emphasis on being loose and relaxed, to a certain extent it's natural, although that's a misleading word because what's most natural for you right now is to be tight and straighten it.
Right.
And so it'll take some training.
Let's take a look.
That's great, Mary.
Yeah. This is where he's about to feed it.
Okay.
So your goal is to get out to the ball and then retain that same feeling you had during your swing. Smooth, early rotation and smooth, relaxed. Start a couple steps to your left, no cheating. That's not bad. I really don't like using the word not bad. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I mean, to incorporate movement and still maintain your framework.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if you can get
That's
to
nice.
the ball in time, then it's the same thing, right? I mean, you're just doing what you're doing
Yes,
before.
yes.
Here it is.
But yeah, but adding additional layers of complexity or realism or challenge.
Yeah.
Always.
Because your mind's thinking of other
Exactly.
things.
Yeah, you start to click back into your old
Yeah.
habit. Can we do it? I wanted to
Before
see it
and
before and
after.
after, side by side, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was like the best case scenario
Before.
before. Yeah. I mean, this is a dramatic
Right.
difference between now and your best case scenario.
Right.
Like you just about got to parallel
Yeah.
on that one, which was the best you did.
Yeah.
That would be the other end of the spectrum.
Right,
Like
that's
this was
terrible.
like worst case scenario before.
Right.
And most, they were, the ones in between were in between. Like there's definitely a direct connection between contact height and how much you used your body, which is ironic because the higher the ball is, the kind of the weaker stuff gets, and the more important it is to use your torso.
Yeah. Here's another
Yeah.
weight, kind of a little bit lower.
So yeah, that's pretty close to the same contact.
And even look at your hips too in this.
Right. They're
Yeah.
totally not
This looks
fair.
like it was set up on the left, like
Yeah.
like it's a shadow swing position.
Yeah, nice
Yeah.
job.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'd love to see a couple of those. I know for sure you had 3 or 4 that were great.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
this one's great.
a little behind with the shoulders, and so contact wasn't quite your best. That's pretty good.
Yep.
A little bit lower contact point. When was the last time you ran around your backhand and hit a forehand?
Never.
Oh, that's really nice. Again, lower contact point, but
So it
you,
makes it a little easier there.
yeah, but you did a really nice job regardless. I'd love to see that on a waist high ball. That's good. That's good. Getting the parallel.
This is good.
Ooh,
My arms were straight there
nice,
too.
nice.
Here's the one at the very end, I believe. Maybe one more. There you go.
That's a huge change, Mary, just for 2 hours, especially in a rally. Most of our students, we don't get to rally
Oh wow.
phase in like the first time or first morning.
So watch these last ones. Watch the chest in specific.
Yeah. turned it
That's
there.
awesome. You just look like an athlete hitting that ball. You're not arming the ball anymore.
Yeah.
This is where I was before. Oh god,
Yeah.
that's terrible.
That was early.
Yeah.
That's earlier this morning.
Oh man.
And so yeah, look at the work you're having to do with your arm and your hand
Right.
to kind of scoop it
That
around.
looks awful. It looks like I don't know what I'm
We
doing.
haven't seen that since this morning.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Good job.
Great, awesome, thanks.
Yeah, good job.
Oh, I feel better
That's good.
already.
Good. That was a good
If
rally.
I get nothing else done or learned today, then
There you go.
that one.
All right, pack it in, boys.